Hi, I'm Heath Roner with North Shore Technical Community College. Today we're going to be covering a series of videos. In this video series, we will cover two types of flooring. The first one we're going to look at is vinyl plank. Once your home has been remediated from mold and repair work and your flooring is ready, make sure it's clean of debris. And what you'll do is you'll pick out what type of flooring you want color-wise and color scheme, that type of thing. Then you would look at your installation guide to determine what type of moisture barrier you need. Today we're going to be using a blue foam moisture barrier. And what you'll do with that is roll that out completely on your floor. Line this up with one wall edge, this with the other wall edge. When you get to the end, you cut it and then lay another row. It will overlap the plastic edge. This side has a tape on it. You pull the tape once it's in place and stick those together until your whole entire floor is completely covered with the moisture barrier. So your entire floor will be covered with that moisture barrier. And today, again, we're gonna start off by talking about this vinyl plank, which is called Click Ease Pure Lock. What you'll do is you'll pop a line across the center of your floor, take some measurements corner to corner, take a chalk box and get a center line for your start. And the reason you can start in the center with these types of flooring is due to the fact that they have tabs on both ends, and you can go either direction with these tabs. And what I always like to do is start with a full plank, line that up on your center mark, like so. So you'll be following your center mark. And then you want to start off with pieces that you can utilize to stagger your joints. You want to use smaller pieces so that your ends are not in the same place. You basically just put the tabs away from each other and lay it down flat. And you take your next piece, you line those gap lines up and you'll lay that down flat. And you just continue to work your way until you get to the end of the wall, like so. And you just continue to work that way. When you get to the end of the wall, let's say the end of your wall is here, you can take a piece that you need to end at the wall. And what I'd always do is I butt my piece to the wall and I line it up to where it needs to be cut. You turn it upside down, you cut that piece, and then you can flip that piece over after you cut it, lay it in place, and that way you don't have to measure every piece. You can actually utilize the material to make your marks. That concludes today our basic laydown skills and guidelines of laying down vinyl plank, which is a waterproof material. So part 2 of our series of flooring today, we're going to be installing wood laminate floating floor. Comes in a variation of colors and styles. The only difference between this and the vinyl plank is you wouldn't begin it in the middle of the floor because this floor only connects one direction. What I always like to do is start it and square it off the wall. You may have a square similar to this, and you can square it up like that when you start. That way it's square with your room. And once you do that, you want to leave a little gap here for expansion and contraction of your floor in your building. So once you start, you lay that down. You would have your moisture barrier under here. And then again, you want to stagger each piece, each joint. Some people call it a joint, some people call it a seam, but it's where your pieces interlock. So, what you want to do is just continue that out and stagger. These pieces come pre-cut, short, medium, long, and you just continue to work your way toward the end of your wall with these. And they basically go together pretty simply, the same way as your vinyl plank. Every once in a while you may have to do a little bit of maneuvering with some tools. We do have some tools here like a hammer, a little plastic block. Sometimes this gap here may not close all the way, and there's a groove here that will line up on the edge that keeps you from damaging your material, and you can knock that in place. Or on the end pieces, normally you would want somebody to be standing on this end so it doesn't move the entire piece, but you can lay that block also this direction, and you can tap that piece in place, and it will lock in place if it's up against there, like so. Then you would just continue on, laying your plank. I always like to try to get it as close as I can in case I do have to maneuver it with a tool. You don't have so far to drive it. Like I said, you can use your tools for that. It's got a little groove, and you just tap in place. On this table, it's actually moving, so this would actually be against the wall, but it would go in place normally, like so. Once again, when you get to the end of your wall, just like the vinyl plank, you can flip your piece over, mark it, cut it, and then flip it back. That way your cut edge is always against the wall. Again, thank you for joining us in our video series, and good luck with floor laying.